Hello, everyone, and welcome to My Ties Adventures. My name is Tyler, and I make videos all about theme parks, special events, tips and tricks, and any other little adventures I go on. So, if that sounds like your type of fun, make sure you hit the subscribe button and stick around because I have a lot planned for 2026. I plan on going to theme parks a lot this year and trying to do as many of the special events that they have going on. Um, so yeah, I would love to have you come along with me on this adventure. So for today, I thought I would talk about some of the events that are happening at the theme parks. I don't know if much people really make content like this, but I thought, what the heck? Um, I wanted to upload a video and I don't know, I'm bored. So first up, I thought I would start off over at Disneyland Resort because who doesn't love Disney? I mean, Disneyland has been a huge part of my life for my whole life, really. I've been going since I've been a little kid, so I just love it there. It's my happy place, obviously, because it's the happiest place on earth. I think it's everyone's happy place. But for 2026, some of the events that they have going on. So their first event of the year is the Lunar New Year celebration, which is one of their food festivals. If you haven't been before, they usually will have different foods inspired by Korean, Chinese, and Vietnamese cultures. I personally think it is one of the better food festivals that Disney does. It's over at Disney's California Adventure. But the food is just so good. I think last year I had some like spicy wings. I can't remember the exact name of them, but some of the best wings I've ever had. Plus, there's a whole bunch of different types of noodles. I had an egg roll at one point. I think it was like a birria egg roll, which, I don't think birria is an Asian culture, but I don't know. I honestly don't know. Maybe it is. And then, so after that, they have Celebrate Gospel at Disneyland. I personally haven't done anything with that. Um, but hey, if you want to go and go celebrate some gospel, might as well. And then March 6th through April 27th, they have the Food and Wine Festival, which is probably the more popular food festival that they have at Disney's California Adventure. I do like this one a lot too, but I still think I like the Lunar New Year a little bit more. They definitely have a lot more food at the Food and Wine Festival. It just is a lot more crazy. It's a lot more chaotic. A lot more people go to it. It is definitely their most popular food festival. That is for sure. The lines are ridiculously long. But one of my pro tips that I have on that, I'm sure most of you probably know, but so if you didn't know, there's tons of food booths. I think there's usually like 8 to 10 food booths. But at each one, they have a little kiosk where you can order the food from that food booth, but you don't have to do that at each food booth. The first kiosk you go to, if you kind of plan ahead and look at the foodie guide, which Disney will release probably like a month before the event actually starts, you can see what food they have. And once you get to one of the kiosks, you can just order multiple things, and they'll print you out a receipt. That way you don't have to wait in line each time you want to eat something. So if there's something you want to eat, just order it for the next food booth that you're going to. That way you don't have to wait in as many lines. I definitely recommend that. And also, if you have a annual pass or a magic key, I should say, if you don't finish everything on that receipt that day, you can take that receipt the following day or the next time you're there for the whole run of the event and still redeem those items. So I definitely recommend that because I think last year I might have ordered a little too much and I couldn't finish it. So I just brought my receipt back the next time I went and they still offered those food items. So that's really cool. But if you don't have a pass, maybe buy one lanyard at a time for your group. And if you need to buy a second one, I would do that. I mean, you can always buy individual items too. That's totally up to your choice, but I do believe you save money. Each item will cost different. So I know a lot of people plan it out so they get the most expensive item on the menu to make it worth it. But sometimes the most expensive thing isn't the one thing that you want to try. So it's up to you to make that decision. But yeah. So next up, they have Bluey. I don't really know exactly what they're doing, but I think I saw that they are making the stage over in Fantasyland a Bluey party. That looks like that is happening on March 22nd. I don't know much about Bluey personally. I know some friends that watch it. I know it is more aimed towards kids, but I hear a lot of adults watch it and they cry while watching it. So if that is your cup of tea and you want to check it out, it's over at Fantasyland. And then starting May 22nd, the Millennium Falcon ride, they are getting some new scenes with Grogu and the Mandalorian. So if you're a big Star Wars fan, definitely go over to Galaxy's Edge and check that out. And then starting July 2nd, they have Soaring Across America. So we've had Soaring over California, we've had Soaring over the world, and now it's Soaring Across America. So that's going to be interesting. I don't know what parts of America we're going to be going over. I'm sure people already know. But also, didn't they just redo the screens or something? I don't know. Fact check me on that. And then, of course, August 21st through the 31st, we have Halloween time. So they're going to have Oogie Boogie Bash over at Disneyland. They're going to put pumpkins everywhere. They have the giant pumpkin over at Main Street and the plaza. So that's always nice to see. Halloween is probably one of my favorite times of the year. Well, it is my favorite time of year. So I always love going to Disneyland during Halloween. It's just magical. You know, they also transform Haunted Mansion into the Haunted Mansion Holiday. And I just love it. Although I do wish they just had regular Haunted Mansion during Halloween time, but I don't think that's ever going to happen, unfortunately. And then what do we have? August 21st through November 2nd. So, you know, basically during Halloween over at California Adventure at Plaza de la Family. They, you know, have a lot of Spanish culture and things you can do over there, which is really cool. They usually have Miguel from Coco come out, which is amazing. He's a puppet. The guy that plays him sings like great. So that's really cool. And then, of course, starting November 18th is the holidays over at Disneyland, which is happening as we speak, or as I speak, I should say, which is also just a magical time. I know a lot of the passes are blocked out during the week before Christmas up to New Year's, I believe. So make sure you plan accordingly, but you can go from November 18th all the way up to, I don't know, December 17th or something like that. So you have a lot of time to go visit that. And of course, they have their separate ticketed events like Sweethearts Night. I believe that is January 22nd through the 27th, and also a few dates in February. I've never been to a Sweetheart Night, but I'm sure that would be fun. They have the new one for this year is the 70 Years of Favorites. That is in March, which that one actually sounds really exciting. If I were to go, one of the main things I would want to do is that they have the Phantasmic Monkeys. Now, I don't know if it's the current monkeys or if it is the original Neon Monkeys, because those Neon Monkeys from the original Phantasmic are some of my favorite things ever. When I would watch Phantasmic as a child, the monkeys were my favorite part. The dance moves, I feel like even when I was in high school, I was trying to learn the choreography to that, and I don't think I ever fully did, but I'm not going to put it past me if I try to learn it again. But then, of course, they have Disney Channel night in April. So any like old school Disney Channel shows, current Disney Channel shows, all the characters come out. There's a little dance party. I haven't been to that. I might try to go this year, but we'll see. And of course, Star Wars night. They have April and of course May the 4th. You know, a whole night filled with Star Wars stuff, Star Wars music. Then we also have Pride Night in June. I went to Pride Night last year, actually the past 2 years. Really, really fun event. You know, they have a DJ on the rivers of America. It's a giant dance party, lights everywhere, amazing food, and the vibes there are just amazing. And of course, they have the Pride Parade. down Main Street. Clarabelle is always working it while she's there. Um, but yeah, and then Oogie Boogie Bash, I kind of mentioned during Halloween time, I think. But they have a lot of dates this year. So make sure you get tickets to that because they do sell out pretty quickly. I think last year, some of the dates didn't sell out right away, so you might still have time to get them. Obviously, not right now, but make sure you plan accordingly and keep an eye out when the tickets go on sale. I will try to let you know as well, maybe here on YouTube or one of my social media accounts. So yeah, that's kind of it for Disneyland. So yeah, shall we move on to somewhere else? So yeah, we're gonna go head over to Universal Studios now. All right. So over here, we now have Universal Studios. I like that they have this like event guide, and I just showed you Disney's as well. But yeah, I just love that these parks are giving these event guides now. I'm sure they always have, but I haven't really noticed them until like this past year, maybe the year prior. But I love it. You can plan out more efficiently. So starting in 2026, February through March, we have the pass member bonus benefits. Last year, I think it was like you got extra discounts if you're a pass member. I think there was like an extra magnet or something you can get, different sales and all that, which is amazing. Disney kind of has some perks and stuff and free swag you can get. But I think Universal does a little bit more, especially their pass member nights that they have where it's just pass members allowed in the park for that night, which I just recently did the holidays at the Universal for Grinchmas, which is amazing. Everyone loves Grinchmas. And then next we have Butterbeer season. I did not go to Butterbeer season last year. But as far as I know, I think there's just a few more like butterbeer flavored stuff. I don't think there's a lot. And I think there's just extra merch like shirts and hats and whatnot. But still something pretty cool that you can check out. Then, of course, April 23rd through the 16th, they have FanFest nights. This current year was the first of this event. But this year's FanFest nights was amazing. My favorite part was the Back to the Future, where you go down to the lower lot. You're actually over in the courtyard where Marty and Doc Brown, take the Mandalorian to 88 miles per hour to make sure that lightning hit at the right time. And you relive the whole movie while you were down there. So cool. And this year, all they have really announced is Scooby-Doo, which that's going to be really, really cool. I've heard people saying it's going to be down in Little Paris. I think that's what it's called, down at the lower lot. But it's going to be so cool seeing Scooby-Doo and all of the gang running around crazy trying to capture somebody. And I'm sure they'll capture someone, take off their mask. It's just going to be a wonderful time. And then in May, we have the Pass Member Collectible giveaway. I don't recall if they did this last year. I'm going to say it's just a magnet, but I don't know for sure. I can't remember if they gave anything last year. I think last year they gave us like a squishy of a tram. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. And then May and June, they have a pass member special event. I believe this event or events is for the new Fast and Furious ride. Maybe. I don't know. They don't really have much information about it yet, but Fast and Furious is coming out in 2026, as you can see at the top of this flyer. So I think it's for that. I think they're doing 2 days where past members have a chance to ride the ride before everyone else. There's no date yet on when the ride is actually opening in summer, but I'm assuming that this is what these dates are. So keep an eye out. I don't remember if they send out an email or not, but make sure you keep an eye on the website for the sign up for that, because I'm sure that is going to fill up very, very quick. I know I'm going to keep my eyes out. I will try to let you know as soon as I know, or try to at least. June through August, they have the Mega Movie Summer. So for the Mega Movie Summer this past year, they had, different little set pieces you can take photos at, which was really cool. They added the splash cannons at the bottom of Jurassic Park, or Jurassic World, I should say, and different food items. So that is a lot of fun. Then, of course, July 3rd through the 4th, they have the 4th of July celebration. I have not done a holiday at any of the parks besides like Christmas, but to actually be at a theme park on the holiday, that sounds like a lot of fun, but also pure chaos. I saw this past weekend at Universal. It looked like it was one of the busiest times I've ever seen Universal. I did not go, but the videos and posts that I saw of the amount of people at the park is wild. So like, I think a tree just fell in my house. Anyways. It is very windy here in Southern California, and I think a tree just fell in my house. I don't know. So I am back from seeing if a tree fell in my house. It was just a, a palm frond falling on my roof. It wasn't the whole tree, so we're all good. So next up, we have Back to Hogwarts. That is going to be August through September. I don't recall if they did this past year, but I don't know what that entails. Maybe like a little show on the castle, maybe a new show on the castle. Don't know. We'll have to look into that. Then August through September, they have past member appreciation days, which those are always fun. Like I mentioned earlier, it's one of the days where only past members are allowed in the park. You know, you get special swag, maybe stuff that they didn't sell at the Mega Movie Summer, and they hand that out. I believe that's when I got that little tram. Actually, I didn't even get it, I don't think. Anyways, then of course, the moment we've all been waiting for, Halloween Horror Nights, September 3rd through November 1st. The best time of year. I basically live at Universal during that time, except for a few days in September because I head over to Orlando for that. And maybe this year I'll try to record some in Orlando. I can't record in the houses in Orlando, but anyways. But yes, September 3rd through November 1st, select nights, Halloween Horror Nights. I'm also going to try to keep updates on Horror Nights this year about maybe some construction rumors, confirmed rumors, and what houses are coming up. So if you are looking forward to that, make sure you subscribe, or at least keep an eye out when I post stuff about that. All right, moving on to November, we have a past member collectible giveaway again. Not sure what's going on there. Then, of course, November through December, they have holidays at Universal. So Grinchmas, the park's all decked out, playing Christmas music, lights everywhere. It's amazing. Grinchmas is such a good time. Watching the tree lighting ceremony is always really good. The doo-wop band that they have, story time with Cindy Lou Who. It's magical. I've only been during the past member appreciation day or past member takeover, but it is definitely worth it. Oh, speaking of the past member holiday park takeover in December, that is the event I went to this year. It is amazing. And then, of course, on December 31st, they have their New Year's Eve celebration, which is a few days from now, but also again for next year. Now that sounds exciting. I know almost all of the passes are blocked out during that time, except if you're a platinum pass member. So if you want to go to that and you're a pass member and you only have up to the gold pass, you do have to pay for a ticket that day. I don't know if it's like already sold out or what, first come, first serve. Because there's no reservations that I know of. I don't know if it's just show up and hope for the best. But yeah, once it gets closer to that, or actually in a few days, I will be able to share that information if you have to make a reservation and all of that. And last but not least, we have Knott's Berry Farm. I do not have my Knott's Berry Farm pass, and I did not have it this past year, but I am going to buy it for 2026. So I will try to go to these events. I know for sure I will be going to Knott's Berry Farm, but let's go over the events for Knott's Berry Farm. So starting January 31st through February 22nd is the Knott's Peanut Celebration. I think they just have more characters roaming around. I personally haven't gone before, so I don't really know what's going on there. Let's look at the event. I don't even know. Knott's Berry Farm will kick off the season of fun with the Knott's Peanut Celebration, a unique family event dedicated to celebrating the beloved Peanuts characters. Guests can step inside the pages of Charles M. Schultz comic strip as the Peanut characters take over the entire park. So if you're a big fan of Snoopy, Charlie Brown, and all that, this sounds like a good time for you to go. And then next up, select days in June through August 30th, they have Ghost Town Alive. I personally haven't been to Ghost Town Alive, but I know they have, people walking around in character over in the Ghost Town streets, acting out things, arresting people, putting them in cages. Honestly, I've seen videos and stuff about it. It looks like a good time. I just have never been. I don't know why. I just don't go to Knott's Berry Farm as much as I should, but it's a good time. I also fell in love with Knott's Berry Farm during COVID. Back when they were just doing the food festival, which was honestly the best thing ever. Oh, I skipped the Boysenberry Festival. Oopsie. Anyways, Ghost Town Alive, June 12th through the 30th. Looks like a good time. Going back a little bit, I accidentally skipped it, is the Knott's Boysenberry Festival. Honestly, I think this is one of the best food festivals at a theme park in Southern California. The amount of food that you get is wild. Like, you get a good amount of tester tickets if you buy the pass, but the portion size, I remember one time I got a buffalo chicken mac and cheese. It was the size of my head. I had that and I couldn't eat for the rest of the day. So if you go to the Knott's Boysenberry Festival, you're definitely getting your money's worth, and I definitely recommend it. You might question if boysenberry goes with wings, but yes, it does. Boysenberry barbecue sauce is delicious. And boysenberry works with a lot more than you would think. So definitely check that out. Next up, they have Knott's Summer Nights. I think they have a special stage show usually over at the stage. And yeah, I'm sure other food and beverages. Yeah, so they have live music, summer food offerings, Instagrammable photo opportunities, of course, for the socials, interactive experiences, and family-friendly games. So that sounds like a good time. I'll definitely check it out this year. I still have to buy the pass, like I was saying. Then, of course, everyone's favorite time of year, the original theme park to have haunted houses and a full Halloween takeover, Knott's Scary Farm, which is September 17th through October 31st. If you have never been before, I definitely recommend it. There's just something so homey about it. It's very comforting, but also really creepy and scary. There is so much fog, so many scare actors roaming about. It is amazing. Lines are a little long, but if you go early enough, if you go the first 2 weeks, you're not going to wait too long, but the closer you get to Halloween, it becomes a madhouse. This past year, I can't remember the name of the haunted house, but after 10 o'clock, I believe it was, they turned off all the lights inside of one of the haunted houses. I don't get scared too much. I do get startled very easily. So I'm a bit jumpy, but people staring at me and kind of popping out doesn't do much to me. But when they turned off the lights in that haunted house and all you had was a cheap little flashlight, I was terrified. You couldn't see where you're going. You couldn't see where anyone was. Honestly, the greatest experience. Hopefully they have it again next year, because I would love to do that again. So also during Halloween time in September through October, for the little ones, they have Knott's Spooky Farm. That is more during the daytime. So for the youngins, they can celebrate Halloween without, getting the crap scared out of them. And then at nighttime, that's when the adults get to have a good time. But yeah, I think that is going to do it for this video today. I did not cover anything that's happening at Six Flags. I haven't been to Six Flags in a very, very, very long time. I might try to go back this year, but we will see. Of course, they have Fright Fest over there, which is a good time. But I just don't know what other events they have. I know their Christmas is pretty popular as well. But if you do want to know more information about Six Flags and all the events going on there, or if you want to see me make a video about something at Six Flags, please let me know down in the comments. I'll be more than happy to go out there. I worked there for a very short amount of time, 4 to 5 years, seasonally at Fright Fest. So I would love to go back. I don't know. It's the closest park to me, but I seem to only go to Knott's, Disneyland, and Universal. But yeah. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. And once again, this is My Ty's Adventures. My name is Tyler. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And like I was saying earlier, I have a lot planned for 2026. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day and good night or good morning. What time is it?